Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Today, we're going to have a best of 7 between TY and Stats, starting here with game number 1 on Newkirk Precinct. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Stats. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is TY. TY versus Stats, two of the best players on Earth, going head-to-head from the finals of Katowice 2017. Had some requests to cast this series. Wasn't sure how many people had already seen it, so I was kind of on the fence about it initially, but got some really good response. People very interested in seeing this series. Either they missed it the first time or they wanted to see me cast it. So here we are on a Sunday morning where I am at, posting this for y'all. Should be a good time. Settle in, strap in, and let's get this thing going. Newkirk Precinct, a map we've seen many games cast upon. There is actually a new map pool, which I haven't cast any games on yet, because I haven't gotten any replays from stuff on that map pool. So we'll start getting some of those probably starting next week, considering my buffer is about 7 days. So hold on to your horses. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. It looks like it could be a Reaper expand out of TY. Again, generally Terrans don't like Reaper expanding against Protoss just because Reapers die quickly by the time they show up at the Protoss base. But you know what? TY is just so good. His control is so good. His timings are so good. He might go for it, and he is. He going for it, man. Although playing defense, it looks like more than anything else based on that rally point. This Reaper's name is Vol'jin. So this be the spirit realm. Expected less blood. Alright, so that is Vol'jin. Temporarily or currently War Chief for the Horde in World of Warcraft. He's a troll, which means he has a Jamaican accent, which I can't decide if that's racist or not, to be entirely honest with you. But regardless, this is Vol'jin the Reaper. He's going to come out. He's in the spirit realm. He expected less blood. I'm not sure if the spirit realm, according to his religious beliefs, has no blood in it, which would be, I don't know. I just never heard that before, and I've played a lot of Warcraft, but not on the Horde side so much. So maybe my lore is a little bit less impressive. Over on that side of things, Stats is getting an Adept as is expected, and an expansion like we saw earlier on the way for TY, according to that production tab. Factory on the way as well, and getting the reactor on top of the barracks. So yeah, it looks very much like a 5-minute marine drop out of TY. The thing is, like, Stats knows this is coming. He's dealt with this a million times before. So we'll see if he's ready for it, what he does exactly to prepare for it. Generally, Adepts are good. Observers are going to be good if you're worried about Widow Mines, which I'm not sure that he should be, as I don't know that TY is exactly planning on... Oh, he is. He's getting a Widow Mine. All right, it's a Widow Mine out of the factory. Getting that Marine count right on up there. And Vol'jin just kind of scouting around, looking for proxy stuff, checking for Ninja Expands, checking for hidden Stargates and whatnot, and just not seeing anything like it at all. So now trying to do some map control, so if an Adept comes out, he knows the Adept is coming out. Might die, but probably not. Reaction time from TY is generally good enough to keep him alive long enough to where that's not a problem. Robotics facility on the way for Stats. More Adepts coming in, and Warp Gate research for Stats. Alright, it is currently 26 to 33 Harvester. Stats is making good use of that Chrono Boost ability, getting an Observer out. There it is. There's that Observer we talked about, getting a pylon in his mineral line. Actually, 3 pylons in his mineral line. He is ready. He is ready for this Widow Mine drop. Holy smokes. Unless it's a defensive Widow Mine, if he's worried about an Oracle, which seems entirely possible. Ah, Vol'jin! Vol'jin's running around inside the main base. Adepts are chasing after him. He's a wanted criminal. He's going to survive temporarily here. Can he kill any probes? There's no way. It's too late for that, isn't it? Ugh. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. As an Adept kills him, he kind of half-heartedly fainted back to try to get that probe, but couldn't quite get there before the defending Adept murdered him where he stood. Or whatever. Alright, so a Cyclone Marine push here from TY. Is that what we're doing? And a single medevac. He's getting Widow Mines, but again, I think they're more for defensive purposes than for drops. I like this. I like this out of TY. Getting Cyclones against Protoss is generally pretty good. They're great against Stalkers. They're great against Immortals. Pretty good against Adepts as well. Don't take extra damage from the Adepts anyway, which is always a good thing if you're trying to murder them. And Observer moving out for Stats, saying that drop... Is it on its way? We don't need to worry about it. Ah, here we go. Double Widow Mine drop with 2 Marines inside this medevac and a drop in the back while there's an attack on the front. Ooh, I love double prong stuff. It's really hard to cast, but it's so good. It is so effective here. Marines and Cyclone versus Stalkers and Adepts. Meanwhile, boosting in here. No, Photon Overcharge ready to rock. Shuts that thing down easily. Marines and Cyclones trying to fight at the same time, but somehow the Marines are fighting the Stalkers by themselves. The Cyclone does have 2 kills, but gets picked off by a handful of Stalkers there as well, and that was extraordinarily well defended, or defensed, if we're talking in the British soccer style. Not even British, just like worldwide soccer style of football. Anyway, yeah, that was amazing. I mean, 2 Stalkers and 2 Adepts lost for 8 Marines, a Cyclone, and that Reaper death was early, so just basically no damage done, effectively. If you didn't kill any probes, we're going to call it no damage done, TY. So let's go back to the drawing board. What's our round 2 of attacks going to be here? Getting some Marauders, which is always great against Protoss. Can't ever argue against getting Marauders, unless the Immortal count is high, in which case maybe you can. Third Nexus getting warped in for stats to the left of his natural base, and a 3rd Command Center under construction inside his main for TY right now. It's Colossus with Extended Thermal Lance out of stats. That is his tech choice, and I just... I don't know. I've seen Terrans do very well against Colossus in my day, especially in the last few months or so. It's just they have a lot of options. Liberators are pretty good against them. Vikings are obviously very good against them as well. Marauders, pretty fantastic as well. If your opponent's going to go this heavy with the bio, I just don't know why Storm isn't what you want to do. Storm with force fields can be very, very good against your Terran opponent. And even if you miss, even if they dodge the Storm, it still seems to do more damage. Still seems to do a little bit more damage than Colossus can do, especially if the Colossus are trying to dodge attacks from aerial foes. Now, I don't know that TY knows that there are Colossus here. We did see the robotics bay, so he might have a general concept, but he's not making any Vikings or Liberators to speak of. His Marauder count is high. Again, Marauders pretty good at stimming forward and picking off those Colossus. Have been for years at this point. If you're having trouble with Colossus's Terran, make a bunch of Marauders, stim them forward, focus it down, and you can take out a Colossus very quickly. And probably not lose all of your Marauders in the process either. So here we go. We got Stalker, Zealot, Sentry, and Colossus. It's a very Wings of Liberty composition here out of stats, I would say. TY doesn't want to make a frontal assault, so he's going to pick up in his medevacs, try to boost around, and get that Observer. They got the Observer. They scanned and killed the Observer in the middle of the map here. That's annoying for stats, but not really a game changer. Liberator setting up shop here at the natural base of stats, forcing the mining to shut down from most of this situation here. And the attack at the 3rd base here, Marines, Marauders going after that pylon. First of all, no photon overcharge for you, but another Colossus is out for stats. Got some Adepts here at the same time, and there we go. Force fields pinning those Marauders to their dooms. The Stalkers got rid of that Liberator at the natural base, and TY is forced to retreat from this situation. Forced to get the heck on out of there. All right, so far so good from stats. He hasn't lost a base. He has lost no probes either. Again, losing no probes. Big deal. 3rd base has landed for TY here as well. +1 infantry weapons finishing up for TY. Just making more Marines, Marauders. Viking count has begun in earnest right now. He has 2. He's making 2 more. He's making 4 more right now, actually 4 at a time on those Vikings. This might be where TY wants to switch out of Colossus into something else. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do so. Double Forge on the way here, as well as there are no upgrades at all for stats at this point. 0 of the upgrades. A drop sneaking in here for TY. It is a Widowmine drop, but guess who sees it? Stats sees it, rebuffs it. Goes on the high ground with the Widowmine. Bam, does fire there onto the 3rd base, but the Viking count so high here at the 3rd base of TY. 1 Colossus dies almost immediately. SCV's here to fight as well, which is going to be A-okay. Another Widowmine drop here at the natural base of Stats, but Stats pushing in, man. He pushing in real hard right now. Stats, can they take down the Orbital Command? Not really. Force Field's keeping a lot of this bio away from his army. The Colossus does have 6 kills, but it's down to 28 hit points, which just doesn't seem enough. 19 SCVs killed, though, is a big number. Finally, Widowmine at the 3rd base cleaned up. Widowmine at the natural base before it can fire again. It's killed. Oh, that was close. That was very close. Indeed, Adepts warping in to the natural base of TY, going after even more of these SCVs. Again, you can kill a lot of SCVs if you're playing against a Terran, but if you don't kill him, he can come back. They're zombies that way, man. Absolutely zombies. 2 Adepts managed to make it out. 2 make it out of the 4. Checking for additional bases they may not know exist. And no, TY is on 3 bases. What you see is what you get. Stats is getting a 4th base here to the north of his 3rd as well. And yeah, yes, Disruptor. There we go. Disruptor. The tech of choice now for Stats. I'm liking it. Disruptor's good against everything on the ground here. Good against Vikings, even, really. They hit pretty hard. Marines, Marauders all get one shot by the Purification Nova. Do they? Now I'm having second thoughts here. Second guessing to myself as to the damage done by the Purification Nova. I think you one-shot Marauders, don't you? Unless the upgrades are like fantastic, like +3/+3 on those dudes. Either way, some Adepts up here taken for a 4th base, getting murdered by a small group of Marines and Marauders. Here it is. Purification Nova, 145 damage, and Marauders have 125 hit points. Yes, okay. Yep, indeedy. That's what we're looking at here. Marine scouting out. Does see the 4th base of Stats almost done, which is not a good sign for TY. He's trying to make himself a 4th base. Actually, he's not making a command center at all. He's going now. He going now, ladies and gentlemen. He's got his Vikings in the lead. He's got Marauders and Marines with the +1/+1 coming in. No sign of +2/+2 being researched for TY, which is very odd. Purification Nova. Oh, big time hit. Oh, big time hit there. Wow, massive hit with that Disruptor. It died. Mind you, it died, but I think he can probably live with that result. These Colossus, man. The Viking count. There are just so many. There are 7 Vikings in the sky right now. Going to try to defend this as Stats. Another Disruptor comes in. Can the Disruptor get a shot off here is the question of the day. That knocks down the cooling tower, does TY. So he has the ability to harass from this high ground. 2 Liberators mixed in there at the same time. We've got Adepts from Stats waltzing into the natural base of TY. And Assault here at the 3rd base. Again, Liberators just firing from on high. Elevating units to the low ground. Is TY, can he save this 3rd base? I don't know, but these Adepts really doing pretty well for themselves, killing a lot of SCVs. 2 Marauders trying to deal with them, but they have the +1 armor. They'll take a while to kill. And in the meanwhile, your SCVs are dying very quickly. Indeed, Purification Nova killing all the units on the low ground here at this 3rd base of Stats. So again, I like Purification Nova. I like Storm better than Colossus, I'd say, in PvT, but you know what? Stats is way better than I am. Adepts rolling into this 3rd base. Oh, here we go. Adepts transfer on top of an SCV transfer. Some Marauders trying to stop this from happening, but again, they just don't have the DPS to kill the Adepts fast enough to keep their SCVs alive. SCVs forced to retreat. They're kind of stuck right now, and finally the Adepts transfer themselves right on out of there, and we're looking at 48 to 64 Harvesters. Stats has a very nice lead. An extremely nice lead at this point in time. Is it going to be enough? Is the question. Again, Terrans, they're undead, man. They are undead. You can kill all their things. You can kill 39 SCVs in the first 10 minutes, and you can still possibly lose this thing. So Disruptor, Stalker, everything gets scanned by TY. TY sees exactly what he's up against here. And +2 attack is on the way from Stats, +2 armor at the same time. Knocking down the debris the cooling tower destruction caused. He wants to be able to attack up this ramp to defend his 3rd base. And he'll get it. No Immortals, which is interesting here, but here comes a big old drop inside the main base. Photon Overcharge is hitting what they can. Purification Nova getting on top of these units, and big time hit. Big time hit. 4 kills on that Disruptor, but a lot of stuff. Still here on the ground inside Stats main base, killing probes. A lot of probes are dead as well. Going for the counterattack, though, is Stats. Adepts waltzing into this 3rd base of TY, going to kill everything there as well. Meanwhile, a big attack of Vikings at Stats 3rd base. This first game is absolutely insane. Disruptors getting murdered. Adepts and Stalkers kind of stuck inside their own base. Not quite sure what they want to do here. Liberators setting up nice defender mode circles with Vikings killing everything on the ground. This is a structure, not mechanical, but the Vikings will be able to get it eventually, and this Purification Nova kills them all. And whoa! 9 kills at once by that Purification Nova. Big stinking deal. Meanwhile, Adepts are still here in the natural base of Stats, or of TY rather. TY is down to 19 Harvesters to 38 probes. Marines, Marauders going for it here at the 3rd base, trying to kill these Stalkers, but a bunch of Adepts just now showing up here. 132, 270 total supply, basically doubling up his opponent is Stats. Adepts here inside the natural base of TY, trying to kill more of these SCVs. 27 SCVs have died here to this point in time. Marauder count pretty heavy here for TY, but again, pretty overstimmed as well. Medevac's trying to heal them up, but that's it. A good game out of TY. TY is defeated, and Stats is victorious here, taking game number 1. Hey, good job by Stats there. The Colossus, I really think the turning point was the Disruptor, though. It was. Disruptors are responsible for several major hits that TY had to suffer there. Also killing all those SCVs turned out to be a big deal. 72 dead SCVs is just, even for a Terran. Even for a Terran, that is a lot of stuff. Resources lost here, about 15,000 for the Terran player compared to maybe 14,000, a little bit more for Stats. So pretty even, which is okay. Even's okay. If you can win this thing in the end, even is going to be all right. Yeah, the 4th base for Stats helping immensely as well. All right, so that's game number 1. We'll be back with game number 2 coming up in just a second. Welcome back to game 2 of our best of 7 final series from Katowice 2017. This will be another game between Stats and TY. Whoa, come back, mouse. Here on Proxima Station, the Ladder Edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is TY, down 0-1, but it is a long series. It's a long series, Terran fans. Don't give up yet. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Stats. All right, so Stats versus TY here on Proxima Station. The Ladder Edition, one of my favorite maps, actually. It's a lot of places to expand. You have this safe location, but with backdoor rocks, which I know people hated back in the heart of the Swarm days, but there seem to be less complaints now, and I'm not sure what the difference is. You got a lot of stuff to destroy, actually, so a lot of different paths you can knock down to give additional attack paths across the way, or ways to expand, right? This set of debris allows you better access if you knock it down to this gold base on your side. Same thing over on the top right of the map. So I like it. I like it very, very much indeed, even though it's not jungle themed. Jungle theme is probably my favorite, with the sand and the jungle leaves and the green and all that stuff, all that jazz. Anyway, here we are, both players working on barracks and gateways as it is the early game of a PvT. Don't really see anything too nuts going on, and you know what? Why should there be nut stuff going on? Probe might actually possibly delay the construction of this barracks. At the very least, the probe is forcing another SCV to come off to deal with him. That's kind of awesome, actually, and it's going to be a Marine. Oh, I had my list ready to go and everything. Ready to go and everything. Bummer stuff. Cybernetics core on the way from the Stats. Expanding back at his natural location is TY. As soon as he has 400 minerals, which is now, I gotta say, do we ever take the time to appreciate the constructing animations for Terran buildings? They're really good. I mean, in fairness, I don't know exactly what this is doing. It's like you're supposed to be welding stuff together, but there are no screws, there are no bolts. There's really nothing to weld here, but at the same time, it's just pretty. The sparks are coming off of it. The changing the lighting, little spark bits are flying onto the ground. Oh, level 2. Level 2 of the animation is now here. Now stuff is flying around, and we're a little distracted. Oh, look at this. Proxy Factory out of TY. Factory here at the bottom middle side of the map. And we'll see what he does with that one. Could be a Cyclone drop. Could be something along those lines. And it is a Stargate opening out of Stats here. Oh, perhaps we could use an Oracle name today if we're not going to be allowed to use a Reaper name, which seems like we're not going to be allowed to use a Reaper name. So, either way, we're ready. We're ready for either one of those. And Warp Gate research coming up here as well. So both players are setting up for an interesting mid-game here. Interesting early game, whatever the heck time of the game. It is Marines dancing around for TY and actually getting a starport here as well. Oh, Widowmine drop. So it's going to be Widowmines out of the factory with a medevac out of the starport here, which means Widowmine drop a little more quickly than Stats probably expects it. So we'll see how this does for us. That is definitely an Oracle getting Chrono Boost out of that Stargate. Let's see what this Oracle's name is. It is Sidren. Sidren is a sentient colony of bacteria that nearly took over the universe, but luckily he was stopped by teleporting all of his cells into an armada of oracles. If one of these oracles is destroyed, he'll be set free and eventually consume the entire galaxy and maybe even the universe. Oh, maybe this oracle needs to live, you guys. I'm sure you don't know this because I can't talk to you, but man, if this oracle dies, everyone gonna die. So we'll keep an eye on that Sidren or Sidren. Whatever it gonna be there. We do have 2 Widowmines and a Cyclone coming out of the factory now, and a medevac and a Viking. I like this. I like this a lot from 2i, but this Oracle might have a good day. Nah, there are 8 Marines defending this mineral line. 8 there, and nothing in the natural base, so maybe swinging around to the naturals where you want to go, Sidren. And indeed, not even taking a shot from those Marines sneaking in. And here we go. Get it. I know you're worried about Widowmines, but get it. Yes. Okay, there we go. Killing some SCVs. 3 of them regardless. Oh, there's the Widowmine drops, though. There's the Widowmine drops as well. Why does it happen at the same time? Hang on. So anyway, Oracle sneaks up, does some stuff, doesn't really actually end up killing too many things. How far did that rewind? Jeez. SCV. Oh, SCV throwing up a bunker at the front door of Stats third base as well. How interesting. Boosting in. Here we go. Widowmine 1 dropping in the main base and does end up getting 6 kills. Widowmine number 2 drops and ends up firing on the mothership core, which is probably better for Stats anyway. Better anyway for Stats here. So no, Stats is in a bit of a trouble here. Ah, the adepts do take down the bunker here at the front doors. The attention to detail was there for Stats. So 4 SCVs died and 7 probes died. These Widowmines, I'm not sure how long they are for the world. Another Oracle coming in, possibly just going to throw down Revelation. to allow the deaths of those Widow Mines that have been sitting here for quite a while now. Actually, did that Widow Mine fire again? Did it get 4 more kills? No, Stats. No, another one. 3 kills there. Not doing a good job sacrificing a single probe to save it. There's Revelation, SC, Adept. There we go. Adept going to take down one of these Widow Mines anyway, but guess what? Cyclones are here. Vikings are here at the front door of Stats. There are some Adepts, but I don't know, man. I don't know how many Adepts you need to kill a Cyclone, but it's got to be more, maybe more than 4. There are 5, and in fact, a Phoenix. Ah, but Marines showed up. A landed Viking here. Another Viking here for TY. Doing extra damage versus mechanical, which is not something that Adepts are, but this third base is in a lot of trouble for our Protoss player right now. Adepts trying desperately to defend. Lock-on being used to kill an Oracle. Nope, gets out of range. Get out of range of that thing. Adepts just standing right on in and fighting, lifting the Cyclones temporarily. One of the Oracles is dead. Oracle picked off there as well. It's just down to Adepts and a Mothership Core, and Adepts taken down. The Marines, Viking tries to kill the Mothership Core, but she recalls the heck on out of there, and Stats somehow kind of won that battle. It's 40 to 37 Harvesters. Stats has more workers than TY does. And barracks, engineering bay on the way for Das TY. Another command center coming up for TY as third base, trying to establish it. While the third base is already done for Stats. Stats doing a really good job keeping ahead of his opponent. In expansion timings, which is beautiful. Forge on the way, along with the Twilight Council for Stats. And sending his factory back home is TY, but the Liberator going to pop out of the starport first and then fly away home. So Phoenix checking to see where did that stuff come from. I know there's something else going on, and there was. Phoenix do end up finding this starport that's trying to fly away home. 3 Phoenix here from Stats, actually. And might actually be able to kill it, but instead they pull back. I don't know what they're worried about exactly. Perhaps they're worried about drops coming while they're distracted, but no such thing. No such sign as drops. Better safe than sorry is something that Stats always says, if you know the guy, and I definitely do not. Third command center still on the way here. More and more barracks, factories, starport, all the standard stuff you would expect to see from a Terran player at this stage. And yes, Stats lost 13 probes, but again, he's got that lead. 57 to 47 Harvesters and 3 bases. This is going to help so much as this game continues to move on here. So where's TY going with his Marine buddies? His Marines kind of there to escort the starport, but nothing's attacking it, so it doesn't really matter. What is this? Liberator kills 3 workers at Stats. Third base gets shoved away by Photon Overcharge. Good pylon placement. Protoss players, make note of that. Make note of that one for sure. Combat Shield and Stim being researched by TY. He's got +1 attack just now finishing up. No sign of +1 armor for these dudes, but they'll be okay. They'll be just fine. And it's going to be a double Cyclone drop here from TY, or by drop I mean he's going to fly back to his natural base and unload them there. Whoa, I guess he's worried about the rocks being knocked down, possibly? Worried about Phoenix harass? I don't know. I don't know what he's worried about, but all the blue is in the bottom left corner of the map right now. Neither player being aggressive at all. Just going to be Phoenix out of Stats here. Is this Adept Phoenix out of Stats? I'm not a fan of this strategy. I don't like it against Terran, but it sure seems like that's what he's going for right now. He's got Observer, he's getting +1 attack, he's getting Resonating Glaives as well. He has queued up his +1 armor upgrade at this forge, which is weird, but +1 attack is basically done, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So it's not pure Adept Phoenix. We do have some sentries mixed in here as well, but I mean, as far as what he's got, it is 15 Adepts, 8 Phoenix, 2 sentries, and a Stalker. So yes, it's going to be Adept Phoenix with a little bit of some spice thrown in there, but that's going to be all that she wrote for that composition, which means about until 11 minutes. Stats has to win this game. If the game goes much longer than that, he's in a lot of trouble here. Marine trying to bait the units. Come on into this. Both players moving out at the same time. Adepts are here. A bunch of Marines are here as well. +1 attack done on those dudes, as previously mentioned. +1 armor now on the way. +2 armor or attack being researched as well. Phoenix getting picked off a little bit carelessly there. Ugh, Phoenix, careful, dude. Careful. You need to stay with the Adepts. There we go. Stay with the Adepts. I know you want to kill the Medevacs. I understand that. I'm not going to tell you not to try to kill the Medevacs, because you should try to kill the Medevacs, but don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't overextend there. A 4th base on the way from Stats now. Again, getting a 4th base is nice, but this clock is ticking. The upgrades help the Terran player more than they help you. So the more upgraded these Marines and Marauders are, the less effective your Adepts are going to be. Got to get something done, dude. So Stats trying to sneak into the main base here. There is a ring of missile turrets here, though. But Adepts do manage to drop in without the... Well, the Warp Prism didn't have to die, although it totally chose to die anyway, which is really very odd. Adepts sneaking into the natural base where there are the Cyclones, and the Cyclones taking some shots at the Adepts, but a lot of SCVs dying here all at the exact same time. One Adept coming into the third base, there are Marauders waiting for her. And the Adept infestation is cleaned up after 12 SCVs have been killed for a total of 16. So 16 to 16 workers killed, 63 to 61 Harvester. Stats has a bit of a lead right about now. Army value about 4,000 to 5,000. Give or take a few hundred there. Stats has a little bit of a lesser number of units. Getting a fourth base up along this left side as well. He's feeling brave. He's feeling brave, and he is mixing in Stalker and Immortal. Okay, so he's not just going Adept Phoenix, which is probably why he made it all the way to the finals of Katowice. I mean, it's just, we saw, who was that? That might have been Stats. Was that Beyond Stats I did a couple weeks ago, where it was just Adept Phoenix, Adept Phoenix, Adept Phoenix, and he didn't end up actually winning that series, unfortunately. And perhaps he's learned, okay, it's got to mix things in. Got to mix stuff into this. Oh, getting Storm. Hooray! Getting Psionic Storm. Such a good spell. Has been a good spell ever since StarCraft 1. Really. Force fielding away the pursuing army here from TY. TY is trying to get everybody by himself here. Stats is one to engage even with half of TY's army right now, which seems a little bit odd. Maybe he's waiting for the Storm. Is that what he's possibly doing? Warping in a bunch of Templar here. Storm is very close to being finished. We're looking at about 20, 15 seconds before it's done, but TY does not want to allow those 15 seconds to go by. Phoenix still flying around, getting picked out of the sky hardcore, though, by these +2 Marines and Marauders. Feedback on some of the medevacs there. Adepts trying to hold it on, but Liberator with Marine, Marauder, and with Ghost mixed in at the same time. There are some Adepts back here in TY's natural base, but I think they're going to get cleaned up as well. Suddenly, big-time advantage for TY here. He's killed 26 probes. The fourth base of Stats is under assault here all at the same time, and this priming of the push is absolutely impeccable for TY, and that's it. Stats with the GG. Stats is defeated, and TY is victorious here in game number 2, tying up the series extremely well. Extremely well here. Again, 11:55. It's not exactly the same thing, but man, Adept Phoenix, once you get past about 11 minutes into the 12-minute mark, you're in trouble if that's all you have. And Stats, he was getting Storm. He was getting Storm. He didn't have any High Templar left at the end of the game, but he was working on it. He was trying to get there, but TY attacked before. He was ready for it, had that +2 attack, had Liberators, had a couple Ghosts of his own in that composition, and Stats just didn't have that higher tier stuff he needed to deal with it. So bummer time there for game number 2 for Stats, but TY, nicely done. We'll move on to game number 3 coming up in just a second. Welcome back to this best of 7 between Stats and TY from Katowice 2017 by Falcon Paladin. And let's get right on into game number 3. After going 1-1 in the first 2 games of this series, both players effectively hit the reset button here, so now it is a best of 5. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how that works? First player to win 3 games from here wins the whole series. Dun 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 dun. In the bottom right side of the map, it is TY, the Red Terran player. And on the top left side of the fishy map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Stats. Looking good. Looking good. Just kind of got caught with his pants down in game number 2. If I had to characterize this, he had Storm. If he'd had Storm, like if TY had waited 35 seconds, I feel like that would have gone much differently. But you know what? He didn't. TY didn't, because he wants to win, man. He's not going to give his opponent some time to figure out what he wants to do next. Nope. Not even close to what he wants to do with his life. So Stats going for the gateway first, barracks first, up for TY as well. No scouting probes or scouting SCVs at all here on Abyssal Reef, the fishy map, which means the fish are not moving. Which means the fish are stuck. See how they're stuck until somebody comes by them to free them from the prison they're in? Fog of... Oh, here we go. Here's a perfect example. SCV moving across the map here, and we'll watch these fish come to life. Ready, fish? Ready to come to life, fish? There they are! Hey! Hey, fish! Oh yeah, we've been swimming this whole time. Yep, absolutely been swimming the whole time. But then the interesting thing is, even after the SCV's gone... Well, now a probe's coming in. Hang on. Do these fish stop if nobody's actively looking at them? They do! Oh, I didn't realize they stopped entirely. I thought they came to life straight up after the first time somebody broke the fog of war on them. But no, if there's nobody actively there, the fish don't move. Which I assume is just kind of trying to keep processing power down and keeping the size of the map down or whatever. Something along those lines. SCV scouting for TY doesn't see anything out of the ordinary whatsoever. He's trying to see the higher tech choices. That Cyber Core's finishing. He wants to be here when Stats goes for the Stargate, or he goes for a Twilight Council, or whatever else he can do here. Robotics Facilities is the other third choice. And he's just, I'll wait. He says, I'll wait for you to throw down that tech. An Adept getting Chrono Boost out, saying, SCV, you are not allowed. You are not wanted here. And it is a Reaper. Holy connectities. A Reaper's on the way from TY while I was busy looking at all those fishies. All right, Reaper name list for Reapers is Jimmy was a homeless drug addict, struggling to survive on the planet of Core Hall, begging money days after days and night after nights. As drug prices suddenly went up due to stricter law enforcement policies, his addiction became more and more difficult to deal with. As many, Jimmy decided to join the military forces to become a Reaper and get free, unlimited psychokinetic drugs. This life-changing decision was going to make Jimmy travel further than his imagination could bring him and maybe become a hero. All right, Jimmy, you got this thing. Come on, Jimmy, kill some stuff. Jimmy! No, Jimmy. TY was trying to build a bunker inside Stats Mineral Line at the natural base as well, but that got shut down at the same time. So, dang it, Jimmy. Jimmy tried to do some things, but he ended up killing nothing. He did scout out, he scouted out the Stargate, so that's good news for him. Oh, it's an Oracle. Man, double nameage in in this game. All right, where are we? That's Reaper name list. This one is Oracle name list. There it is. All right, it's Demiok. And the person who submitted this said, I'll give $10 to whoever knows where I got this name. So it's Demiok, the Oracle. No idea. That is not familiar to me whatsoever. I do not get the $10, unfortunately, but we'll see. We'll see how much damage can get done here by Demiok, the Oracle, with no backstory. Mind you, no backstory at all. What is this? What are you doing, TY? Another bunker coming up outside the third base of Stats. He really wants to be aggressive with something. I mean, I guess he's got Marines he can toss into a bunker. Widowmine here as well, picking up with this medevac. Going to try to harass some stuff. Demiok doesn't care about that. He does not care about that at all. He's going to try to get here inside the main base of TY and murder some things. And again, he's really worried, super worried about Widowmines, but there's nothing here. There's nothing here. Go for it. Go for it. Why are you... Is there a Widowmine here? No, there's not. Okay, so finally committing to this, forcing the SCVs to run. A Cyclone does come out. Get some lock-on ability on Demiok, but got 4 kills already. Marines dropping here at the third base of Stats. What can save it? The answer is nothing. I don't think there's enough here to save it. Unfortunately, going to have to probably cancel it at some point. He's got 2 Adepts and 2 Phoenix, 3 Adepts and 2 Phoenix. Can he do this against 6 Marines that don't have stim? There are no upgrades on these guys whatsoever. So they hop inside their bunker, which is great news there as well. Hellion trying to do stuff in the natural base of Stats. Does get 4 probe kills. Not a huge deal. Widowmine firing on an Adept. And the Marines have this bunker to fall back to. It's so good. Demiok is here to try to fight at the same time. Viking tries to join the battle. Phoenix pretty much kill him. Oh, 5 hit points left on that dude. Lift and kill. There's the lift and kill. Marines and Cyclones here. This third base is absolutely going to fall. As you can hear the explosion noise there. All right, so TY taking down this third base of Stats. Stats has been a little bit expansion happy in this series. It's kind of good to see TY shut him down a teeny tiny bit there. Phoenix trying to lift up and get the Widowmine. Good pick off there. Don't lose anything for that. Free Widowmine is nice. Does he want to go inside? Does TY want to lift up and go in? No, he does not. He is happy with killing that third base. He's happy with killing that pylon. He's leaving a single Marine inside this bunker. And everybody else is going home. Third base replacement for Stats is coming up just south of his natural base instead of south of his main. And it's going to be a Forge and a Twilight Council and more Phoenix on the way for Stats here as well. Dudes, Adept Phoenix. I just don't know if it's going to work here against TY. Demiok, do you have more kills? Still got 4 kills, which I think is those 4 SCVs that died earlier in the game. Yeah, that's all it is. So he's been, I guess he's been around. Hasn't technically gotten the credit to kill anything so far. Because I'm assuming Demiok is a dude. It's a dude name, sort of, but it could be a girl. Why not? Could be, why not? Killing an SCV, building a barracks there. Barracks is paused for the time being. And what is this? Marine for TY scouting stuff out says, where's that third base replacement? Oh, here it is. And then he gets murdered with his body floating ever so gently up to the sky and disappearing and disintegrating. So sad. So very sad indeed. All right, so Stats is here forward right outside TUI's front door. I don't know, I mean, where he's trying to go. He's got Phoenix. He's got Demiok. And he threw down a Revelation, so he knows what units are here defending inside the main base. It's not much. It really isn't. I think he's got this thing. Oracle could use Pulsar ability beam. Nope, not even worrying about it. Just lifting and killing the Viking there as well. Getting some nice pickoffs, trying to hit the orbital command that's flying down to land at third base for TY, but not enough DPS on those Phoenix to pull that off. That is absolutely for certain. 53 to 49 harvesters in favor of stats. Looking at, where the heck are there 4 probe kills? What is going on? Ugh. Missed that one. Missed that somehow, some way. What is it? Ah, Widowmine. Widowmine up here, up at the third base of stats, and trying to run away from these adepts. The adepts don't really, they're not interested in letting him do that, and it's gone. The Widowmine's totally toast. Totally and completely toast. Third base does land for TY. Third base already up and happily running for stats. Stats has done an impeccable job of staying ahead in base count on TY, which if you're going to beat a good Terran player and you can do that, it's going to help. It's going to help immensely. Phoenix count also helps immensely with 9 total Phoenix in the sky right now with Demiok. A lot of Marines on the ground for TY though, and just the more Marines you've got, the harder this gets with just Phoenix. Where's his adept count? Here are his adepts at the third base. There are 15 of them. 15 of them adepts. So basically trying what he did in game number 2 here, which I don't know. I don't know if I'm a fan of it. I just don't. I know I say that a lot, but I'm so undecided. I haven't seen it work as much as would justify him doing this all the time. Again, there are sentries mixed in for stats, so he's mixing it up entirely. He's not just going Adept Phoenix, which, you know, which I've seen more of and has had less success rate as well. Infantry armor, level 1, combat shield, and stim pack completing all in quick succession for TY. I think that was an SCV trying to scout north, just getting burned alive by this army of stats. So it is going to be an Adept Phoenix army, Marines, Marauders dancing around with some medevacs there in at the same time. And neither team, neither player really interested in moving out super far right now. Fourth base on the way for stats, whereas third base was before it got taken down by the Terran army. And it's 62 to 65 total harvesters. All right, Marines, Marauders, medevacs moving out. Going to chase down the Phoenix? No, not going to chase down the Phoenix at all. The Adepts are coming up to the front here. This might be it. This might be the time we move for stats. Again, 11 minutes. 11 minutes is where it gets bad. So we got to make our pushes now. It's 9.5. It's 9.5 into the game. Got some Adepts checking for additional bases in the top side, which is a smart thing to do. There's the revelation on the army for TY. Stats knowing exactly where the army is incredibly useful. So useful. 3 Adepts coming down here, and TY has a Cyclone. So the Adepts, are there enough Adepts to take down the Cyclone? And you know what? Absolutely there are. Bam. 3 Adepts can kill a Cyclone losing a single Adept, which is totally worth it. Totally worth it. Man, these guys are dancing. These guys are dancing so hard right now. Is that a Liberator? Yep, Liberator up here at the main base of stats. A probe or 2 died, but no more than that as we didn't get the counter up. 2 Adepts taking down a supply depot here at a 4th base location for TY. Big time battle here with Marauders versus Adepts. The Adepts again do have resonating glaives. They have +1/+1. A few more probes die. Was there another? Well, there's a photon overcharge coming up here, so something died over here at the natural base. A big old drop of Adepts here inside the main of TY. Adepts are trying to finish this stuff off, but man, Marines and Marauders and Liberators are really good and not really letting that happen. 2 Adepts do manage to survive. They're trying to kill a missile turret by themselves, which they're not good at because missile turrets are armored and they don't do extra damage versus them. So that was not the most effective Adept drop I've ever seen in my entire life. Not even really close, in all honesty. So +1/+1 is done for the Protoss player for his ground units, getting Blink now. 6 SCVs did die during that battle, but that's a lot of dead Adepts as well. 14 Adepts have been killed at this point in time. It's 10 minutes and 56 seconds. There's an Immortal here. There's a Stalker. This is just looking like a carbon copy of game number 2 stats. What else you got? Getting Storm, but can he get it in time? This is so stressful for the Protoss player. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this. TY wants to move out. He's effectively maxed out. Stats also effectively maxed out. And EMP thrown down. Ooh, EMP thrown down on the Adepts and the Stalkers. Where are you, Ghost? Where's your little EMP action? Here you are. Nope. No. Yes. Yes, there is. There's a Ghost there. +2/+2 on that dude. Liberators pushing it on up forward here. The Liberators really what TY needs to make this thing happen. High Templar gets murdered for nothing, which is bad news. Storm again not done. If he was trying to feedback on something, I don't know. Standing in and fighting, standing in the circles is stats here though. using the Phoenix against the Liberators to pretty darn good effect. At the same time, the Adepts just trying to kill these units. Ghosts hitting pretty hard at the same time. Do they have enough for EMP? They've been using their energy, so they don't. High Templar are here. They can get Storm in about 2 seconds. There we go. There's a big Storm on these biological units. There's another big Storm there. Has to retreat hard from Storm. The Liberators left alone, and yes, it is a carbon copy, except this time TY got Storm in time. Adepts here inside the main base trying to murder some stuff, but Liberators and Marines making sure they don't murder things too long. As they say, War Prism getting taken down by a Liberator and some Marines, enough to kill it. No, but the Liberator can fly, in case you had forgotten there, Mr. Warp Prism, and now you're dead. Well, I mean, not now, because you're not technically dead, but now you are. There we go. Coming up is Stats with his High Templar, with his Immortals, knocking on the front door of TY here. He wants to get up here, wants to knock down the supply depots anyway. Can he get it is the question of the day, and the answer is yes, he can knock down the supply depot wall, but TY has a 4th base. It's a planetary fortress up and to the left of his 3rd. Music is getting epic, but I'm not sure how epic the game is right about now. Just some front door poking there out of Stats and TY. Just doesn't really want to commit, just enough to shove Stats away. A lot of his units are very low on HP. If he could hold them still long enough, the medevacs will keep them alive. So Stats now up to the 5th base that he's warping in. Again, keeping ahead of his Terran opponent. Some Marines in here trying to deal with this Phoenix Cloud, but some Stalkers and Archons respond to the situation and shut it down. Quite handily, I would say. What's going on here? Got another Liberator here at the 3rd base of Stats. Liberator does have 1 kill and gonna get a few more. Man, these death animations are just like wham. Absolutely dying. Another Storm on the bio. Another EMP on one of the High Templar, so it dies. EMP is what you want against these High Templar if you're a Terran player. Is this Liberator still here? Yeah, 3 kills on this dude. Or dudette, as Liberator pilots are actually female. Phoenix getting in there, and goodbye, Liberator. 4th base done, 5th base done. We're looking at 5 bases, 5 base to 5 base right now. Coming in to take that base out is Stats a little bit, but the EMPs are good, man. The EMPs are catching these Templar, are catching these Archons, doing damage to them. It doesn't take all their shields. EMP doesn't, but it takes enough. Takes enough of them to be a bit of a problem. If you happen to be a Protoss High Templar or Archon. Sneaking up here, we got some Marines and Marauders sneaking up this bottom left side, trying to see what they can do, where they can be. Main army is kind of trying to keep Stats distracted here at the front door at his 4th base, or his 3rd base rather. This is 3rd, this is 4th, this is 5th. 4th base under assault by Marines and Marauders. Upgrades on these dudes is +2/+2, but there is a High Templar defending enough to chase TY away, as he's a little overstimmed, and so Storm does more damage towards killing him than it normally would. Or killing his units than it normally would. Adepts up here that killed this supply depot are now on the move. Trying to see, is there another base? Is there another base we can kill? There are Widow Mines you don't want to trigger, but you know what? Shades don't trigger Widow Mines, so it works out. Dropping right inside this 3rd base of TY, going right after these SCVs. Doing a pretty good job of it, too, with our +2 and +1. Attacking from the high ground here is TY at Stats 5th base. And again, Storm mostly hurting these dudes, and the Adepts are able to finish them off a little bit more easily here. Another big attack, trying to catch a Ghost out of position. No, can't quite do it. Ghost does manage to escape. TY getting a 6th base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th base there. Marines, Marauders still harassing at this 5th base of Stats. Phoenix are trying to kill them. Their attention's also elsewhere, with some more Adepts trying to murder stuff at TY's 3rd base. 24 SCVs have died. 16 probes have died to this point in time. Phoenix, there we go, getting rid of these Marauders. They just don't do much damage against them is the problem. Adepts don't either, but when they're already very low on HP, they die extremely quickly, as it turns out. So TY's 6th base, man, and a 6th base warping in now for Stats. He's not doing as well keeping up, as it turns out, but he's got the Archons, he's got the Storm, he's got the Immortals, Adepts, Stalkers. Getting that +3 armor over anything else right now. Switching it up to Colossus, which might keep Stats. Might take him by surprise, is what it might do. Marines and Marauders going after the 6th base of Stats. There's some Adepts trying to defend here, but it's a lot of Marauder count. And these dudes are scary with their +2/+2. All the Adepts end up falling there. Phoenix flying, trying to deal with this thing, but enough Marines are on the ground. The 6th base is canceled. Sixth base is gone for Stats. Ooh. That's not good. That is not good for Stats here. Getting advanced ballistics is TY for his Liberators, so their attack range is even further on defender mode. Adepts just going to town on these SCVs at the third base, killing 8 of them. Another more high ground harasser from TY, trying to be cleaned up by some Adepts and some Phoenix. The Phoenix doing a good job against these Medivacs. No upgrades on the Medivacs, and no upgrades on the Phoenix either, so it's just kind of a straight up battle here at 17 minutes into it. Again, more attempts to poke in here from Stats, but EMP is chasing them away, and Adept is still here inside the main base of TY as more Adepts trying to sneak in and kill these Marauders. Can't quite do it. TY forced to pick up and boost out, though. It's not a situation he feels very comfortable in. Marines. Does he know about the Colossus is the question. He has 9 Liberators, so maybe that's enough to deal with the Colossus. I'll have to see. Marines Marauders dropping here inside the main base of Stats in response. 3 Adepts warp in. I'm not sure that's going to be enough, man. I really don't. But regardless, TY decides to pick up and boost out to a place that's a little bit more hospitable to his harassment. Harassment hospitality. Not something many people are good at these days. Dropping in the natural base where there's a photon overcharge. That's not hospitable. And everything is totally dead. Totally, completely dead. Liberators with their advanced ballistics locking down Stats 5th base, thus 6th base trying to come up here as well. I don't know. Does TY know that exists? He doesn't know that exists, which is bad news. Marine Marauders pushing on a big old storm. Woo! Killing so many Marines. More Adepts here at the third base of TY, though. Liberator defending that very, very nicely. Pushing up with his Colossus and his Archons and his Immortals. Too many Liberators, though. And TY is forced to retreat. That 6th base does get scouted and canceled once again. TY doing a good job making sure that Stats cannot get that 6. He's forced to try to plant it up here at the north side instead of that left side, which is apparently super unlucky for him. Not great stuff. 178 to 189 total supply. Stats is down. TY is up, but at 69 to 58 Harvesters, TY has more of those, so the army for Stats should be a little bit bigger in total supply anyway, and it's bigger in value as well. 9,000 to 7,000. Stats is up. So it needs to have those storms connect. The Liberators, again, causing huge problems for Stats. Just the range is so far on these guys. So dang far on these guys. EMPs on the High Templar. The Ghost trying to kill the High Templar before they can turn into Archons. And they kill a couple of them. But still 2 Templar here. Enough to throw off a couple of storms. But Marauders don't take as much damage. Archons trying to warp in here as well. It's absolute chaos. Defender bow circles being thrown down everywhere right now. I'm not sure if Stats can save this base. 2 bases under direct assault here by Marines and Marauders. It's not a huge number of them, it doesn't feel like, but they are protected extremely well by these Liberator circles. Look at the range on these things. Look at the range. Adepts do manage to save this 3rd base, and this 5th base is going to fall. The 5th base is going to fall for Stats. He can't save it. Not enough time. And he gets it. Colossus trying to come in, but it's just not going to be enough. How does he deal with these Liberators with the advanced ballistics? Is the question of the day. Tempest, he's trying to go for the Tempest, which, you know, we've seen quite a bit. Not incredibly effective, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. 1 Liberator does end up falling, and others are trying to retreat from this location. So Stats loses a base. He does. His 6th base is up and running, though, which is wonderful, but that's a 7th base for TY along this bottom left side. Again, every time Stats tries to pursue these advanced ballistics shots, keep hitting him. Keep hitting him pretty hard. Meanwhile, Stats is continuing to throw down Adept Harass. Here at this 3rd base, Adepts here inside the main base as well. What do you want to kill, guys? What is your priority here for stuff to murder? Yeah, Adepts. The answer is they're going to try to kill a single supply depot, 1 shot at a time from 1 single Adept, which is not really going to work out. Man, look at this. Look at this. They have the +1 upgrade as well. Pushing on in is Stats, though. Coming in to kill a barracks, which is in the middle of nowhere. Well, I guess it's by the 6th base of TY. Can he save the 6th? This is going to be the question. Colossus count pretty good, but making 6 Vikings at a time is TY right now. Taking a 7th base is Stats up into the top right side of the map. Right about now, that 6th base is gone. It's absolutely gone. And he might go after the 7th base as well. He is. Oh, he's going after the 7th. No, he's not going after the 7th base as well. Where are you going? Why are you not killing it? You could kill it. There's nothing to defend. You're just going to base race? TY is making a beeline up north to try to kill the 6th base of Stats. Again, in the middle Liberator setting up shop here at the same time. Adepts trying to hold their own, but again, see how the upgrades matter? The upgrades are about fairly equal, but man, the Marines Marauders do so much better in this situation. Archon's trying to get some splash damage out. No. Colossus trying to get it out as well. Nope, getting focused down immediately, but it's split up as Stats Army right now. There are storms going down on everything, trying to kill these Vikings at the same time, but the final Colossus falls, and that's it. A good game out of Stats. Stats is defeated, and TY is victorious. Man alive. What an absolutely nuts PVT that was. I think Stats, I know he wanted to save the 6, but his army kind of came up and got split around this little middle section of the map. Some units were over here, some units were over here, and did get caught by individual Vikings, and Colossus were on their own unsupported, which is bad. And good storms, but the storms got there too late because High Templar are slow. I almost feel like Stats should have taken out that 7th base. Maybe gone for a base race. They say never base race a Terran, but I don't know if TY wanted to attack in, or Stats wanted to attack into positions that TY had set up. So I don't know. Hard to second guess it, but man, TY, hard fought, hard won a victory, and he deserved it. So we're looking at 36,000 resources lost by the Protoss player in this game compared to 33 out of TY, and more gas lost by the Protoss as well. 24 Stalkers died, 112 Adepts, 5 Colossus, which is pretty much all he made at the end of the game there. TY lost 156 Marines and 67 SCVs to 40 probes that lost their lives as well. So whew, that was game number 3. Man, we're not even halfway to the 7-game mark yet if we get there. But we'll be back with the next game in this series, which is game number 4, in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to Game 4 of this Best of 7 series from the finals of Katowice 2017, cast by Falcon Paladin. And this is going to be a game between TY and Stats on Paladino Terminal, the Ladder Edition. In the top side of the map and the left, we have the Red Terran player. It is TY. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the Blue Protoss player. It is Stats. All right, Stats, you've done the same thing in the last 2 games and lost both of them. Please, for the love of all that is holy, don't go Adept Phoenix again. Just don't do it. Just don't. My empirical evidence, which is incontrovertible, means that no, you cannot go Phoenix Adept against TY and win your first game. You did a lot of fun stuff. You didn't go Adept Phoenix. Everything was great. You went Colossus. You transferred into Disruptor. You stopped doing any of those things. Well, I guess you did get Colossus at the end of the last game, but didn't do too well with them. But look at this. Hiding a barracks is TY up in this smoky place in his main, which I don't know why he would hide a barracks. Maybe so the scouting probe thinks there's a proxy somewhere. He goes looking for it. It's a weird mind game to play. It's a very, very odd mind game to play. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what's going on. Meanwhile, let's see. I have been watching the show The Mick, which I think is over now. It's a Fox comedy, first season this season. Oh, sneaky probe. It's a Fox comedy, and I cannot shake the feeling they are airing these episodes either out of order or there is no order, because the characters will be like, oh, character number 3, you and your crippling gambling addiction. And I'm like, it's never come up before. This is episode 10. How has this never come up before? And they do it every episode. Somebody has some crazy character trait that has never existed prior to now. They're trying to convince the audience has always been there, and it kind of drives me nuts. It's a funny show. There's some funny characters and good lines and good plots, but they're trying to convince us that things have been happening that have not been happening, and I don't understand why. Maybe Season 2 will be better. I'm pretty sure it got renewed for next season next year or later this year, but either way, The Mick, pretty good time. Ah, Proxy Stargate out of Stats. All right. Maybe Proxy Oracle this thing. Again, hiding this barracks for TY, I don't know what the purpose is. I don't. Maybe he just wanted to mix it up. Maybe he's like, I'm tired of building my barracks at the top of the ramp. I'm going to build it somewhere else, up somewhere where the Protoss player cannot find me. And you know what? Congratulations, you did it. But oh, SCV, TY, did he see that? He saw it. Oh, TY scouts the Stargate. What a beautiful scout. Excellent job. Came down, saw there wasn't much to see. Mothership core coming across the map. Adept coming across the map. Forward pylon being thrown down at the bottom of the ramp of TY's base. And I don't, yeah, they can't, no saving this, man. No saving this. There's the photon overcharge. Mothership core is here trying to kill that bunker more than anything. The SCVs are trying to finish it, but they keep getting focused down. Oh, it does finish. It finishes and it dies about 2 seconds later. SCVs can't save it. Photon Overcharge, man. Really, really good stuff. And that is an Oracle. This Oracle's name is Archeon the Ever-Chosen. He was so blessed by the gods that he transformed into an Oracle. So Archeon the Ever-Chosen is here. Meanwhile, Mothership Core still kind of rocking it. Here at the front door, has enough energy for a Photon Overcharge, but not going to waste it. Not going to waste it quite yet. The Marines are worried. They are worried about this front stuff, and they're worried about the Oracle coming at their back door as well. Are there enough Marines to do this? There is a Widow Mine. Oh, thank goodness for the Widow Mine. For TY, goodness gracious, thank goodness for the Widow Mine. But more Marines do come out, and Archeon got 2 kills. Is not dead yet, but it is down to 10 total hit points. Mothership Core, not enough for another Photon Overcharge. I think TY is going to be able to break this. He's got enough Marines. He's got Widow Mines. He's making a starport here as well. Get that shield back, Archeon the Ever-Chosen. I wish I knew why he was so blessed. Is it just random? Did the god be like, "What up, Archeon? I like your name, so I'm going to bless you"? Or was it like he did lots of feats and succeeded there? Oh, another Oracle is here. This isn't Archeon. You're an imposter. Imposter Archeon. Trying to find stuff to kill. Picking off SCVs, man. Little peripheral SCVs that are kind of lost in the wilderness. Not what you want to do. Is this Widow Mine gone? Nope, Widow Mine's still here. Where is it, though? Where is the Widow Mine? It was right here. Is it up there? Oh, it's up here. Up here. There it is. Okay, we found it. We found it. Meanwhile, 2 Oracles at the front. Mothership Core at the front. Adepts at the front. And you know what else is coming up? Adepts. Adepts back home. Phoenix back home. Phoenix on the way, rather. Another Photon Overcharge there. Lock-on ability trying to be used on these Oracles. And that's not good news. Not good news for the Oracles at all. There's the lock-on. Wham, wham, wham. TY doing this, man. TY's kind of stuck on 1 base, which is a problem. My stats has 2 bases now, which is why his attack wasn't a little bit more powerful than it otherwise would have been. And I think TY is busting out. He's got enough Marines. He's got about 10 Marines. He's got a Viking. He's got a Cyclone. And yeah, stats is pushing back now. He's got a couple Oracles and a couple Phoenix. And this Mothership Core trying to get home, but she not. She not going to get home. Sadly enough for her. Phoenix trying to save her, but get there too late to kill the evil Viking that absolutely ended up murdering her. And what are we looking at? 29 to 35 total Harvesters. TY does land his natural base. He's been building one inside his main, so that's something you want to keep in mind, players. If you're a Terran player especially, and you're getting 1 base contained, build your command center inside your main, and when you break out, then you can expand immediately. That is something you really need to do. Stats coming in. He's got Phoenix, he's got Oracles, but again, there are Marines and Cyclones on the ground, and both of these are so good against both of those. Got the Adepts, got a Stalker mixed in here as well, just for good measure, and here comes Stats. He's got his Adepts. Can he do this thing? Can he win this battle? The Phoenix are trying to kill the Vikings, trying to lift the Cyclones and kill them as well, the Marines, and whoa, and that's it! A good game out of TY. Whoa, TY is defeated, and Stats is victorious. What was that? Hang on, what did he have left over here? Okay, so I guess at the end of that battle, he had a Marine and a Cyclone. So it makes sense. It makes sense why he would tap out there. I mean, Stats didn't have a lot either. He had an Adept and an Oracle in that fight. But I don't know. TY recognized maybe he was down a few workers. It just feels like a premature tap out there from TY, but we will let him do it. We'll allow it here because TY has earned that right. So Stats, weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. Oracle at the back, attack at the front, going for the Phoenix Oracle Adept Mothership Core attack that ends up winning against TY of all things. So he ties up the series 2 games to 2, and now mysteriously it's a best of 3. Isn't that magical? First player to win 2 more games is our victor. Let's come back with game number 5 in just a second. We're tied up here in game number 5 of this best of 7 between TY and Stats. This game will be on Belshire Vestige, and this is from Katowice 2017. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is TY. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Stats. Oh man, these guys are back. These guys are back for more action. All right, Stats. So this is how things are going so far. Game number 1 went for Colossus and the Disruptor. 1. Game 2, Adept Phoenix with some stuff mixed in, lost. Game number 3, Adept Phoenix, some stuff mixed in, lost. Game number 4, weird proxy Oracle, Mothership Core front door, kind of Adept Phoenix, sort of win in 6 minutes. So I don't know. I don't know what lessons we learned from this if you're the Protoss player. Terran player TY, on the other hand, I mean, hiding your barracks is maybe bad luck. He won 2 games in a row. then hit his barracks in the smoke for, again, a reason I cannot understand. I'm sure somebody in the comments will be like, duh, Falcon, it's because of this. Well, yes, I'm sure there's a good reason for it, because it's TY, unless he was just messing around. I mean, it's possible. These guys, this is a long series. We're already, like, what, 55 minutes in? Almost an hour already in this best of 7 series. So you know what? Mix it up a little bit. Do something fun. Do something fun that won't make you lose the game, unless it does make you lose the game, because maybe that's what made him lose the game. Either way, Gateway expand here from stats. We've got ourselves a barracks on the way from a TY. The barracks is going to produce a Reaper because he likes his Reapers. He says, Falcon, I don't care what you say about Reapers. Stop maligning Reapers. Reapers are great, and I'm going to keep making them until they are the worst things ever. So, this Reaper's name is the Hand of God. The demon spawn wretches, known as the Zerg, should have gone out of control. Let's do that one later. This is Tony Montana. He was a drug kingpin before getting busted, deciding he didn't want to rot in jail as well as die doing what he loved, doing drugs. He volunteered for the Reaper program so he could go down snorting. All right, Tony Montana moving on out here in his Reaper suit, wanting those combat drugs, but knowing he has to get punched in the face first before he gets those drugs. And punched, I mean having an energy ball burn him somewhat. Like, that's gotta hurt, right? An adept comes in and shoots you with a ball of energy, and that just takes away your HP. Is it like a burning sensation or a stabbing sensation? Like, what kind of pain does this actually cause? I need to know the answers to these questions. There are books, though. Maybe the books talk about it. All right. Oh, adept pops out just in time to chase away Tony Montana. Is Tony Montana the dude in Scarface? Is that the character name in Scarface? I don't think it's the dude in Godfather, and I don't think it's the dude in The Sopranos, because that's Tony Soprano, obviously. So I'm pretty sure this is Scarface, which, again, crazy 80s movie about drugs and cartels and things. It's nuts. Like, the dude buys a pet tiger. That's how crazy it is. Anyway, Tony Montana here doesn't get any kills, but look at that. Combat drugs, healing him up. That's what he's here for. That is what he's here for, ladies and gentlemen. Making some Hellions. A Hellion opening it up TY. We haven't seen this. We've seen him make a couple Hellions here and there, but I don't think just immediately going straight to Hellion is something we've seen thus far. So moving on out, Tony Montana, again, just trying to get in here and scout stuff. Adept does not let that, or does not want to let that happen, has no interest in allowing that to be the case. And what do we got? We got Hellions trying to move in here, but man, Adept's getting some good shots off early. And one of the Hellions pretty low on HP, the other one. And Tony Montana here in the natural base actually might get a kill. Go, Tony Montana, go! Get him, get those probes, and still alive. His Hellion friend is dead, but he is still alive here. Hellion dead inside the main base as well, and TY forced to retreat there. Did you seriously get no kills during that? Dude, you were behind the mineral line for like 4 seconds. Focus something down, Tony Montana. He's on drugs, though. He's on drugs. Why do we expect anything from this guy? Maybe because TY is controlling him. Is that what it is? Robotics Bay coming in for stats. It's going to be either Colossus or Disruptor pretty early. Here out of stats here. And either one, I mean, I prefer Disruptor. Just in the limited number of games that I've seen that I've personally cast, I feel like Disruptor is better than Colossus and Storm's better than Disruptor. As again, the splits are just, Terran players know how to split. They've been splitting against the Banelings for the beginning of time, essentially. So Tony Montana gets caught in the corner, gunned down by the FBI, which is bad news. Tries to Widowmine, drop this thing. Oh, big time shots, big time shots. 6 kills on those Widowmines. They're dead now. Mind you, there's an observer, but they got their shots off before they died, and that's what matters. So 6 probe kills, 35 to 36 Harvesters. TY having that tiny bit of a lead after killing them probes, getting combat shield, getting Marines, getting tanks. Is this the first time he's gotten tanks? This might be the first time TY has gotten tanks, interestingly enough. So we'll see how that works out. Tanks are great against Stalkers. They're great against Disruptors. They are great against Colossus. They're not so great against Adepts, but Adepts don't have many hit points, so I'm not sure how much it matters when it comes down to it. So either way, it's tied up, man. Losing this game hurts. It's basically a best of 3, as I mentioned earlier. And if you lose this, you just got to lose one more and you're out. So, I mean, this is knocking on the door. This is knocking on the door of failure here at the finals of Katowice 2017. You've made it this far. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose here. You don't want to go home essentially empty-handed. I mean, second place gets prizes, right? You're going to get prizes and things and accolades, and people are going to be impressed by you. You made it this far, but man, don't you just want to win? Doesn't just every part of your body want to win? I know my toes do. My toes are very interested in winning. All right, Colossus are out for stats. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, Stats Colossus. Got some tanks moving out with Marines. And again, the Marines by themselves would be pretty horrible against those Colossus, but tanks should help them out pretty darn immensely. Liberator coming up the top of the map with TY as well. Third command center under construction just north of his main. An Adept trying to move out. Does scout the army coming up from TY. It's going to be Marines. It's going to be tanks. He sees exactly, I think he's, yeah, the Adept did see exactly what was coming. What was up. Third Nexus getting warped in for stats along the top side of the map and to the right. And it's El Colossus and a Zealot and a few sentries here. 2 sentries. I don't know. I don't know if this is enough to defend with for stats here. Rushing for Colossus maybe wasn't the greatest idea of all time. He doesn't even have an extended thermal lance yet, although now he does. 13 seconds in. Tanks can hit that pylon at the natural base. That is bad news bears for stats. He's in so much trouble right now. Can he do just abandon? He might just abandon. He's going for it. Guardian shield is up, trying to focus down the Colossus. Are the tanks? The tanks are trying to get rid of the, or the Colossus trying to get rid of the tanks as well. Nope. Doesn't really work out. Still 2 tanks down here. Marines trying to assault stuff at the same time, trying to take down this Nexus, and stats trying to hold on. He's making another Colossus here. This Colossus has 3 kills. These tanks have 4 kills and 0 kills. Each Liberator setting up a circle to nicely give the tanks a bit of a buffer zone here. Marines coming over to the 3rd base to knock that one down. Oh no. Oh no, stats. I don't know what he does here. This is really well executed by TY. Trying to get a missile turret up and actually does manage to get it. Took some swipes from a Colossus in the process, but managed to get it, amazingly enough, for detection, I suppose. Either way, the 3rd base is being destroyed with no opposition whatsoever from TY at this point in time. So you can have it. You can have it, TY. Says Stats, sending some more units over, but now kind of backed into a corner is Stats. It's turnabout is fair play. Tony Montana got backed into a corner by Protoss units. Now the Protoss units themselves are backed into a corner. TY is here to avenge his Reaper. No more tanks coming up. I'm surprised by this. Oh, can one hit the... Oh, one's hitting the Nexus. That's it. That's going to be the... That's going to force Stats to respond in some way. He can't just straight up lose this Nexus. Everybody twitches. The Protoss army twitches a little bit. Is he waiting for another Colossus? Is he waiting for another round of Adepts? He doesn't have Resonating Glaives. He's starting Resonating Glaives. He doesn't have time to finish it before this goes. Here we go. Adepts right on top of everything. There's a bunker here as well, though. Adepts... Oh, canceling that transfer. Canceling the transfer. Did he see the bunker? Is that what it was? The bunker is going to do so well against those Adepts. There's Widow Mines here. Okay, 1 Widow Mine here as well. Adepts warping in within tank range. Going for it again. Still no additional upgrades are done for the Adepts. Trying to make it happen. Nope. There's the cancel, but they're going in the front anyway. Tanks doing some terrible, terrible damage. Focusing the Colossus down. 1 is down. Another one still up. Does have 4 kills. The bunker is still alive as well. Is it being repaired? I think the SCVs are dead. Unfortunately, but we still have this front section here by TY. The contain is still alive. 157 to 100 total supply. Another Colossus does pop out. Tanks firing on the Colossus. 1 down. The other one getting hit as well here, and it keeps going, wandering back into range. Now it doesn't even matter. The Marines and the Marauders finish it off, and that's it. A good game out of Stats. Stats is defeated, and TY is your victor. TY, so close, so dang close, ladies and gentlemen, to winning this thing. He's got 3 games of the 4 that he needs to be the victor of the entire darn whole enchilada of Katowice 2017 WCS World Finals. We'll be back with game number 6. Can Stats hang on and force a game 7, or is TY going to wrap it up now? We will see in just a second. It's game 6, ladies and gentlemen, of the grand finals of WCS 2017 Katowice World Championships between TY and Stats. Here on Honor Grounds, the ladder edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player losing that last game a little bit more quickly than he would have liked. It is Stats. And in the top right side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is TY. Currently just needs 1 game to finish this thing off. Is this where people get conservative, though? Is this where conservatism comes into play? TY says, if I overextend early, I could lose and get to a game 7. And Stat says the same thing. If I DT rush TY and he shuts it down, I'm out. So neither player has much incentive to take this rashly, right? But especially considering it's a giant 4-player map. The rush distances are long. And, oh, the probe's going to scout first, though. Oh, Stats gets a little bit lucky here, coming across the map and finding TY first of all, right off the bat, where he hoped he was, and that's where he is. So both players will probably take their expansions at the safe locations on this map. Very, 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 very safe expansion locations on this map for your first one anyway. Probe gets here in time to actually harass its SCV, which never happens on honor grounds. Are you kidding? Another SCV comes in, trying to save it. Probe, or SCV trying to get out. Another SCV coming in, 2 SCVs coming in to save the day. 1 to attack the probe, 1 to finish the barracks. Amazing stuff. And 1 SCV to repair the wounded SCV. Ooh, effective probology there, man. Effective. Pulling a lot of workers off the line to repair, to fix things, to finish things, to chase you. That is effective use of 1 probe. And it is a Reaper. This Reaper's name is Teddy from Westworld. Ah, that's a good one. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say it's an appropriate Reaper name for reasons that will become clear if you have watched Westworld, which I did. I watched season 1, got it done, got it in the books. It was good. It was good. I'm very interested to see what season 2 is going to hold whenever that comes back. And also Game of Thrones. Whenever Game of Thrones comes back, which is this summer sometime. Is there an official date? June something, I believe. I'm definitely in on that one, as it's wrapping up in 2 seasons. This is the last 2 seasons here, which is when a lot of crazy stuff is slated to happen. The chess pieces are in movement. For sure. So Teddy from Westworld is moving out across the map. Probably his name is Theodore, I suppose. But Teddy for short. Gonna try to murder some things. However, Stats knows there's a Reaper coming. He should be ready for it. He has an Adept coming out. Not out yet, though. And Teddy being a little cautious. Mothership Core getting some nice shots off. Wham, wham. Get out of here, Teddy. No one likes your style. Inhale your combat drugs. And hang out at the Zelnaga Watchtower and come back when you're a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. Teddy says, fine, I will. I'll hang out at the Zelnaga Watchtower if you don't want me around. Nobody does. Nobody does. Mr. Reaper Man, you're just bad news. Robotics facility opening. Out of stats here. Okay. Alright, so it's not a Stargate opening, so probably not Adept Phoenix, which I am on board with. Super mega, completely on board with this one. Starport on the way from TY. Got that Hellion opening again. Hellion's moving out across the map. We're actually... If you hit follow and you have an immovable object on it in that group, it actually chooses to follow the immovable object instead of the things that are moving, which I feel like is a problem. So Teddy going to move into the natural base while the Hellions move into the front door. Going to try to distract... Oh, there's the Photon Overcharge, though. Teddy's dead. And the Hellions getting chased by Adepts and Photon Overcharge pylon. Ew, one Adept or Hellion dies almost immediately. The other one able to take maybe a couple more shots here from Adepts, but trying to roast up some of these probes in the process anyway. And getting two probe kills, 2 hit points left on the Hellion as appropriate, and he dead. And he dead. So 2 Hellions and a Reaper lost for 2 probes. Not the most equivalent of exchanges, I would say. TY probably wouldn't do that again if he knew the outcome. Going for more probes, but again, good pylon placement by Stats, making sure Photon Overcharge is available. Natural base, a little more underprotected, but I don't think there was enough energy on the Mothership Core to get that anyway. Natural base kind of had to fend for itself at this point in time. Drop, wouldn't mind drop the follow-up from TY. This is how you got to play Terran, you guys. You got to be aggressive, you got to keep moving, you got to keep pushing at your opponent, or bad things will happen. Bad things will happen if you're not aggressive. I've learned that lesson trying to play Terran myself. Observer flying into the natural base of TY sees really nothing much of interest. There's a natural base, duh. Possibly trying to boost into the natural base with that medevac, but there are stalkers there, and there are Adepts, and there's an observer, so Widowmine, probably the most doomed to fail Widowmine of all time. Robotics Bay finishing, and there's the Colossus. Going Colossus again his stats here, which he tried to do this exact same thing in game number 1. Went Colossus early, but didn't really have the supporting units he needed to keep them alive, and TY went tanks, which he's doing again here. He's going tanks again. This is a bit... I mean, it's not an exact carbon copy of game number 1, but it is... Or not game number 1, game number 5, but it is similar. It is similar in compositional choice and what we've been seeing here, so... Widowmine here burrowing itself along this top flight path between Stats and TY's base, trying to make sure anything that flies there will die. Are there 2? There are 2 Widowmines, actually. Could lose a Warp Prism going up that way, which is a little bit concerning to think about. Oh, is this a feint by TY? Is he trying to sneak in here with a medevac and try to make Stats their stuff? Make sure they can think their stuff? I don't know. I guess he kind of makes Stats stay around if he thinks he's going to be... attacked? Who knows? Liberator under construction by TY, and here come the Marines. Here come the tanks for TY. Medevac in the sky as well to heal up these Marines. They don't have stim, and actually not getting stim. Combat shield is being researched instead. I'm not sure if that's an instead situation, but But it's one or the other on that tech lab, so maybe it is an instead situation. We do have extended thermal lance being researched by stats here. Not quite done yet, but man, Colossus versus Marine. But the tanks are a huge problem here. And extended thermal lance almost done. 7 seconds to go. 7 seconds to go, holding the Zelnaga watchtower outside his third base. As TY, Stats is again backed into a corner here. We've seen this, you guys. Could this be the end of it for our blue player Stats? And don't think I'm above using the spoiler screen here. Anyway, going for it. Colossus is done. Extended Thermal Lance is done. The Marines getting roasted to within an inch of their lives there. Enough Stalkers to pick off the tanks. One of the Colossus are dead. But the tanks are all gone. The Marines are all gone. The Widow Mines are all gone. There are 3 Marines in a medevac that did escape from the carnage. Might try to do some damage here inside the... Oh, not going to happen. There's the Photon Overcharge, getting some Knights. Oh, double Photon Overcharge, killing that medevac full of Marines. Okay, not full of Marines. There were 3 Marines, but yeah. Pretty good. Resources lost here, about 1,600 for the Protoss player and about 2,600 for TY. So he's losing stuff early, which does not bode well for him. Not bode well for him. Adept trying to hold... Trying to hold the Zelnaga watchtower outside the third base location for TY. He doesn't have a third base, mind you, but he's building one right now, and he'll fly it over when the time comes. Let's see, upgrades. Can we get upgrades? There's an upgrade option, right? G for upgrades. Yeah, that's it. Combat shield, extended thermal lance, and warp gate research. Very surprising. These Korean players sometimes don't like the upgrades as much as I feel like they should, but you know what? They keep winning, so maybe they're not as important as I think. +1 attack is on the way for TY. He's not ignoring them entirely. And Resonating Glaives is being researched by Stats. So, I mean, upgrades matter. They're just not as fast as we sometimes see from players like Polt. Photon Overcharge rebuffing this attack of the natural base by TY. TY trying to get in there, but man, he's just not having any luck whatsoever. Stats is fighting with an inch of his life here on the defensive side of things, man. Stalker's Colossus trying to deal with a Marine Marauder Widow Mine attack, and there's enough to shove that one back. Enough to shove it back if you're into that sort of thing. And so these Widow Mines... Oh, Widow Mine's gone, actually. There's an Observer here instead for Stats. He's holding that top corridor right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Indeed. All right, Marines, what you got? You got Stim. You got the Combat Shield. Concussive Shell being researched as well. And just kind of setting up small units here as TY. Small little hit groups. SWAT teams, mind you, here by the gold base near his base and by the gold base near Stats base. So it's 3 base to 3 base. 4th base is now being constructed by TY along that right side here on Honor Grounds, sending in empty medevacs to force Stats to use Photon Overcharge on them, but no, it doesn't happen. Doesn't work. How does Stats know? How does Stats know they're empty? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. Adepts moving inside a Warp Prism for Stats, trying to sneak back here to the natural base of TY, but there are 2 medevacs, and the Warp Prism doesn't have to die. Taking some shots anyway, taking way more shots than is necessary, but definitely still alive at this point. Adepts going after SCVs with a gusto. Here at the natural base, time is trying to transfer themselves down to a place. Oh, but there are Marines everywhere, man. There are Marines waiting for you at the main base, still killing SCVs, still getting kills. But they all get cleaned out nevertheless, as you can hear their death sounds. 8 SCVs killed here. Another small attack of TY is getting cleaned up by 3 Colossus, a bunch of Stalker, and some Adepts as well with an Observer. 4th base on the way from Stats. Not taking the one along the top side, but instead taking the one down into the right of his 3rd base just a little bit here. Adepts running out for Stats, trying to see what is up. Where are things? Oh, he doesn't know about the 4th base. He's trying to scout it, but the Adepts turn around to fight the Marines and Marauders that find them instead, and now they're completely dead. So, 4th base is done for TY. He's making this a planetary fortress. It's 150 to 143 total supply right now. And both players kind of dancing around. Oh, Colossus and Disruptor for Stats here. Okay. I'm on board. I'm on board with this. +1 ground weapons on the way. Blink being researched as well. And a Dark Shrine for Stats. Probably for Archons if I had to take a guess as to what this is going to be. So we get Colossus, and we get Disruptor, and we get Archons out of the Protoss army here. I mean, if he goes down, he's going to go down swinging, you guys. There are Vikings in the sky for TY. Vikings in the sky. 8 of them. He is making 4 at a time. And again, the tech switch. It's kind of how you have to do this, Protoss. Make a few Colossus, maybe 2 or 3. Make your opponent overcommit to Vikings, and then kind of crush them because you made Archons or Immortals or whatever else. So pushing through here is Stats. He's got his Stalkers. He has Adepts. He's got Sentries. He's trying to force TY back here, and TY graciously obliges. Stats doesn't. No, he is continuing to push now, and then he keeps dancing back. Why are you not committing? Again, I guess if he just gets wiped out here, that's it. He's over. Like, the intensity and the stress levels of the situation have got to be through the roof for Stats right now. I know some tournaments monitor the heart levels, like the beats per minute of their contestants in video game series, and it gets high. It gets high is what it does. I'm not going to claim these guys are athletes, but they get high heart rates regardless. So Adepts trying to sneak on into the third base. Liberator's murdering the heck out of that. Liberator trying to kill stuff at the natural base of Stats, getting shut down by Photon Overcharge and a Stalker. Nope, a cannon. And a cannon there. Oh, Shadow Stride. What? Stats is actually going Dark Templar with the Shadow Stride upgrade, which lets them blink. So blink Dark Templar, Fusion Core on the way for TY, probably for advanced ballistics. And a Stargate being warped in by Stats here at the 12-minute mark. +1 air weapons just about to finish up, making those Liberators just that much more effective. Just that much more effective. Vikings in the sky. Again, problems for these Colossus, man. Huge, massive, giant problems for these Colossus. And just dancing back. He keeps sending Adepts in to get kill SCVs here and there. I mean, he hasn't really wiped out an entire mineral line, but he's up to 16 or 17 kills, which, you know, not a whole mineral line, but it's a lot. It's a lot. It's 75 to 60 Harvesters right now. Stats has a lead thanks in most part to these harassment groups he's been sending out, and getting a Templar Archives as Stats. Man, he wants Dark Templar, he wants High Templar, he wants Archons, he wants Colossus, he wants, there we go, Disruptor, he wants everything. Small group from TY chasing these Adepts around right near this fourth base of Stats. It is under assault, but guess what? DTs are here, and now they're gone because of the scan. Man, TY's reaction times are just godlike. The DT's got like a shot off. Photon Overcharges are up here inside the natural base, but it's not enough. They can't hit them from there. Oh, now walking into the range of the Photon Overcharge to kill the Mothership Core is TY. Again, walking into range of Mothership attack. I don't know why you would do that. Now everyone is dead. Everyone is dead, but guess what? Reinforcing. Here comes wave number 2 from TY. He's got Liberators. He's got Marines. He's got Marauders. He's got Vikings. He has 9 Liberators in the sky with +1 attack here. Oh no, Stats is going to lose his 4th. I don't know if there's any way for him to save this, really. The Vikings are getting shot at. It is not what you want. More Liberators showing up. This is the most efficient use of Liberators I've seen. Going for it is Stats. Stalkers trying to get rid of the Liberators. Purification Nova's going off fairly well as well. The Colossus getting blazing amounts of damage done before they die. They're all gone, though. They are all gone. Coming around this backside is Stats, and he takes out a bunch of reinforcing units for TY. And forces TY to pick up and get the heck on out of there. Stalkers warping in. They really want to kill these Liberators and these Vikings if they can. They get a few more. We're looking at 5 dead Vikings and... where's my Liberator death count? 10. 10 dead Liberators. Going for it as Stats. He's got Stalkers. He's got Immortals. He has a lot of Disruptor. He has 6 Disruptor on the ground. Where is he going to use them is the question. Does he need to? Is the question. He's ideally placed to attack about 4 bases, 3 bases of TY here. 3rd, 4th, and 5th bases are within striking distance. And suddenly TY, what does he even have? Where's his army? He's got Liberators. I know he has a bunch of those still. Got 5 of them. This main base can be defended, but he's going to lose this 3rd base. Purification Nova's going up the ramp and trying to pick off these workers. Ooh, big time hit there. Another big time hit there. Liberator here at the 4th base of Stats, taking out those workers, but the 3rd base is gone from TY, and he's effectively trapped. I think if TY loses this 4th and this 5th, he's in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble here. Widowmine here at the 4th base of Stats as well. Does get cleaned up. And suddenly Stats is up 166 to 116 total supply. He doesn't want to make a move on this Planetary Fortress, and I don't understand it. Make a move. You have Immortals. You have Disruptors as well. He's going. He's worried about getting flanked from behind. So these Disruptors are waiting for the army to come in. Immortals and Stalkers? Yeah, that Planetary Fortress is gone. +1 attack done on all of those dudes. Trying to expand again is TY. Are these sneaky expansions? They're kind of sneaky expansions. Oh, he knows about the 5th. A drop here at Stats 4th base. DT's trying to defend, but again, the scan's really making that difficult for them to do all that much. Stalkers finding Liberators, coming back home. A bunch of Stalkers actually making the journey. The 4th base falls. The 4th Nexus is gone. Adepts sitting here behind this 5th base of TY. making sure no mining can happen, shutting that thing down exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. 150 to 107 total supply right now. Stats, again, he's on his last legs right now. He needs to win this game or he goes home. And he's playing extremely well, playing within an inch of his life right here. Can he take down TY's gold base with these Immortals and these Disruptors and these Dark Templar? Guardian Shield is up. Purification Nova keeping these Marine and Marauder defending units away, and the Planetary Fortress is gone along with the Liberator. 43 to 30 total Harvesters. He doesn't know about this base along this. Oh, TY, you're sneaky. This 6th base that he got up along this right side. Army just kind of trying to keep stats away. Dark Templar finds this army. Is there any scans available? Oh no, no scans available. What, is that true? He had one orbital command. I think it was out of scans. Oh, the Dark Templar! The Dark Templar come through. TY with a GG, and Stats is your victor. Woo! That was amazing. All right, hang on. Let's look at resources lost real quick. I cannot believe DT were the difference in that game. 3 to 3 now. 3 to 3 now. Did lose 6 Dark Templar, but at the end of the game, he had 10. He had 10, and he made it work. He made it work. Resources lost, 16,000 for the Protoss and 22,000 for the Terran. 60 SCVs died, 38 probes. We lost a Nexus. We lost 2 Planetary Fortresses. A Ghost Academy died as well. When the heck did that happen? I don't know. 94 Marines. A Reaper named Tony Montana. Nope, this was Teddy. This one was Teddy. 8 Vikings. Colossus died. Yeah, 4 Colossus died. 38 Adepts and 17 Stalkers. I mean, it's not a lot for a 16-minute game, but all right, Stats makes it happen. We're going to Game 7, everybody. Game 7 coming up in just a second. Game 7 of the 2017 WCS World Championship held at Katowice will be between TY and Stats here on Cactus Valley, the ladder edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is TY. And in the top right corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Stats. Both players have won 3 games in this series. Nobody has put together more than 2 games in a row in this series either. It's like trying to get that 3rd one's impossible. But we might wait, hang on. Who lost? No, Stats, TY, Stats. Nope. Not gonna see it. Not gonna see 3 games in a row from either of these players. So game 7 is where it's at. Actually, is that mathematically possible? Can you can. If one player wins 3 games in a row, the next player can win 4 games in a row and win out in a best of 7. So yes, we didn't see it. It's possible, but we didn't see it here today. Probe moving out here for Stats. Does he have mischief on his mind? It's a barracks and a gateway coming up, so nothing too nuts. Nothing too nuts going on anyway here. Is it enough to actually take down this barracks? Probe trying to do it. Probe really trying to do it here. An SCV does come to respond. Again, this probe, the number of SCVs to come respond to a single probe is way too many. Way too many so far. So good job, Probe. Keep it up. Protoss players, do this. Do this. Send your probe out once you're done making your gateway. You'll be happily surprised by the results. Cybernetics Core coming up here for Stats as well. That's very exciting. Probe still murdering stuff, still trying to zap stuff to death. Here at the top of TY's ramp, TY is making a Reaper, and this Reaper's name is Ghost Rider. Suggestion, let's see if putting him in a Reaper suit will make the movie better. Ouch. The Ghost Rider with Nick Cage, right? I didn't see that one, but it is widely considered one of the worst movies ever, and definitely one of the worst comic book movies ever made as well. Dude, video game movies, it's hard. I don't know why it's hard. I saw World of Warcraft and Assassin's Creed over the last year, and both of them were like 50% good. The orc stuff for World of Warcraft was amazing. Human stuff was boring and terrible. And the Assassin's Creed stuff inside the Animus, really exciting. Outside the Animus, boring. Like this 50-50 split. They can't just make a whole straight-up great movie for video games. Don't understand it. So here we come. Ghost Rider trailing fire behind him as Ghost Rider does. He's not riding a motorcycle. He's in a Reaper suit. But again, maybe it's improved by the lack of motorcycle. I don't know. Gets a good scout off. Doesn't even really take a shot at anything. Which is odd because Ghost Rider shoots things, right? He has a gun. He's got a shotgun. I'm trying to remember how this works. And now patrolling. Dude, Ghost Rider, you're going to throw up if you keep doing that. Come on, man. Don't. He stopped. He did stop. Okay, before he puked all inside his Reaper suit. Man, that's got to be terrible. You think the future has a way to deal with puke inside like Marine suits and Marauder suits and Reaper suits? Like if you're in there and you're just super nervous for battle and you just throw up in there, do you think it has a way to deal with that? Or are you just kind of like done until you can replace your suit? I don't know. I'd like to believe there's a waste collection system in there. Probably what happens to like bodily fluids during battle as well. It just like changes it into a vapor that escapes out of the suit when it's all done. I don't know. Could be something like that. Raven, first Raven of the series here for TY. I love Ravens. I'm a huge fan of Raven. More Raven play, please. More Raven play in the StarCraft 2 matches. I would appreciate it. More like Ketrock is what I'm trying to say. All right, so Raven coming in here. We've got another barracks coming up. Factories building a tech lab. So tanks again. Tanks have done pretty well for TY. Kind of went away from them in the last game. I'm not sure what that was all about necessarily, but he's making them now. He's making tanks. Ghost Rider scouting the front door of Stats. What is Stats doing? Stats is working. What is this? What is this? Robotics Bay. Robotics Bay again. Is he rushing for Colossus again? That could be dangerous. That could be dangerous for him. Considering what happened in Game 5. Was it Game 5, was it? I think it was Game 5. Where you rushed Colossus and then like tanks and liberators and stuff showed up and kind of pinned him inside his base, and that was bad news, but I don't know. Excuse me, got the hiccups a little bit here. Don't know what that's all about. Had some tomato soup for lunch. It was delicious. It was delicious, the tomato soup. From a can, mind you. So, I mean, the bar is already set fairly low, but it cleared it. It cleared the tomato soup from a canned bar. Did use milk, though. Used to use water growing up. It says add milk, but my parents always added water, I guess, to save money, because I'm not sure if I've shared this before, but I am the oldest of 9 children in the family I grew up in. So, to save money, not that we were ever poor, but my parents were definitely thrifty on certain things. They used water for tomato soup, and then when I got older and moved in with roommates in college, they were like, why don't you use milk? It says milk on the can, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? And so I started doing it, and it greatly improves the tomato soup. They know what they're talking about at Campbell's, is what I'm trying to say. Well, that's an interesting story from my childhood, I guess, or possibly somewhat random. Anyway, Colossus on the way. Extended Thermal Lance on the way here as well. I mean, there was some hope here that TY was going to move out with this army. 2 tanks, a bunch of Marines, and a Viking. And by a bunch of Marines, I mean exactly 16 Marines here. Adept trying to take down a supply depot that was being built along this left side by TY. I don't know what this is or why he wants to finish it, but he does. He really wants to finish that supply depot. But tank, Marine, Viking. The Viking for what? Can use PDD to make the Stalkers less effective, I guess? And it's a Stalker Sentry Colossus army here, which could get pretty interesting. I don't think Raven's used its energy for anything at this point. Nope, definitely has not. Liberator setting up Defender Mode Circle in a weird spot. Doesn't prevent retreat or attack from Stats, but Stats pulling back anyway to his natural base. He's making another Colossus. Extended Thermal Lance wrapping up in 2 seconds. Bam, is done. Is done. Another Colossus joining the battle. None too soon, for Stats' opinion. None too soon at all. Bunker set up the front. Yes, this is exactly what we saw in game number 5, or was it 4? Was it number 5 or number 4? One of the two. One of the two here. Liberator setting up Defender Mode Circle here and trying to focus it down. Not happening very well. The tank's crushing everything. 3 auto turrets just tearing through that Colossus, getting rid of the Stalkers there as well. Whoa! Raven ends up with 3 kills, which are huge kills this early in the game, pushing in with 3 tanks that are still alive. A handful of Marines. 10, 11 Marines here in range of that Nexus. Stats is pinned again. We've seen this story, ladies and gentlemen. Does TY have this thing? The tanks are shelling hard. Mothership Core trying to see Time Warp being thrown down. Maybe that's going to be enough. Raven does not have enough energy for anything else, but it's getting fairly close. Oh, Stats went for a 3rd base as well. That's under fire from Marines. At the same time, 2 Colossus are out. 1 has 5 kills. 1 has 0 kills, but the natural base is gone. The 3rd base is under assault as well. I'm not sure that Stats can actually save that. He does have an Adept down at TY's 3rd that is causing some mischief. It has 4 kills, surprisingly enough, but is it going to be enough? I don't know. Stats loses that base. He's long distance mining from his natural. His 3rd base going down here as well. These units don't have stim, but it doesn't really matter. Going for it. Colossus falls. Auto turret assisting with that. Another Colossus is gone, and that's it. A good game out of Stats and TY is victorious. Oh, that was a quick little game 7. Thought that'd be a little bit longer based on the file size. I do see the file size when I load them up, but no, just because it was action-packed. Just an action-packed 7 minutes and 50 seconds. What a beautiful little push. I loved the Raven. Raven in there for auto turret PDD if necessary. The tanks were just heroes, man. 5 kills, 3 kills, 6 kills on these tanks, trying to murder this adept as the game ended even. Both bases gone. Stats down to 1 base, 3 bases up and happy for TY, and he tapped out. That was it. That was going to be it. Yeah, such an efficient Game 7 out of TY, making stuff happen and expanding behind it. Like, I might be able to do something similar to what TY did there, get Marines and Marauders and a Raven and some Medivacs and some tanks up to the front like this, but I'm not expanding behind it. I'm not up to 51 SCVs at this stage of the game. That's what makes these guys so good. What makes them so good. Crikey. All right. That's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another Legacy of the Void series. Whew, between two pros, amazing stuff. Really, you can, let's see, go ahead and hit that like button or hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also do both. It's not an either or situation. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.